Hello and welcome to another edition of Morning Tailgate Championship Weekend, I guess we can call it for the NFL.
Yeah,
Typically we are doing this on Sundays, but today, this week we got to do Saturday. Got some scheduling conflicts for tomorrow. So if you guys are watching this on Sunday, it is a replay. If you're watching it now, we are live. So joining me is the working man, Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
doing good. It's championship weekend, and four teams remain in the hunt for the Super Bowl. Which two teams will be going to Arizona?
Yes, exactly. We hope Tim Hendricks jumps on. I know Dave is feeling a little under the weather, so he may jump on. Who knows? But so, Chris, yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
we're down to four teams. Um, let's kind of instead of giving our predictions right now, well, let's just
yeah.
talk about each team on what it would take for them to win. Let's start in the we'll start AFC since we're both NFC guys.
All
So
right.
we got the Bengals. Bengals, Chris, what do you think the Bengals have to do to win today? And outside of scoring more points, let's just throw that out there. We
Well,
know to
yeah,
win, they got to score more
that
points.
that's number one. Number two would probably be, uh, probably their defense. I feel like Kansas City's a really good offensive team.
Okay.
Um, even though Mahomes is hurt, but I think their defense for Cincinnati will have to come into play. Uh, I feel like they're good on offense. You got Burrow, you got Chase, all
Oh,
those guys. So I feel like they're good there. I would say their
uh,
defense.
okay, you say defense. And I gotta agree with you. I think if I mean we all know Mahomes is injured. Uh, Mahomes will start today, but if they can keep Mahomes in check and I'm not going to say they got a bounty on them or anything, but if they can get them out of the game, that's going to help them better. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean the offense, nothing to worry about. I mean Burrow's been here before. I mean they were there last year. Mahomes has been there, so I'm with you. I think the defense has to kind of keep Mahomes in check and limit him to his plays. So for the Bengals, Chris, what's it going to take to send them back to the Super Bowl? Or yeah, send the Chiefs back to the
no,
Super Bowl.
yeah. Uh, well, we're unsure about Mahomes, but I think he would be okay. He can run too.
Yep,
Um, I think he's one of those quarterbacks that can play through pain, even if it's just a little bit. And
yep,
I don't think he's that too much in pain. They showed him at the press conference walking normal, no special, aid like some kind of walking stick or something, but or a boot. But uh, I think he'll be fine. He'll probably use his legs and and he's good throwing too. I think that will for Kansas City, it's mainly going to be their offense that will help them. I don't know if they really have a good defense, but I think their offense will keep them in the game.
yeah. I think one it's gonna be Mahomes and his health. He's got to stay on the field. They're gonna have to and I think again it's gonna come down to the defense. I think it's gonna come down to the Bengals keeping or the Chiefs keeping the Bengals offense out off the field. So, or the Chiefs offense. Chiefs offense is going to have to keep the Bengals offense off the field. So they're going to have to do long drives and stuff. And the Chiefs aren't used to that. They like to do the quick hitting offenses. And yes, I know Chiefs can spread the ball around, take their time and stuff like that. But,
Yeah,
I think again, I think both sides, I think it's going to come down to the defense. So,
right.
Sarge chiming in. Morning. Bengals AFC Yeah, I mean, and he's what 3-0, 4-0 against Mahomes. I think Burrows is three
Maybe.
three and zero against Mahomes. So
Yeah, and they're being so I wouldn't say cocky, but they're like, yeah, we're going to Burrowhead. instead of Arrowhead.
Burrowhead. I heard there was some name calling on the
Yeah,
stadiums and
on it.
stuff like that. I thought that was pretty funny. So,
So
uh,
I don't know if they need to kind of tone it down a little bit though.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, Tim makes a good point here. Should the Bengals up the pre- I would. I mean,
Might as well.
you got to isolate the best player on their team, and that's Mahomes.
And that's what I
I
was talking
definitely,
about. They're
and like I said, I don't want to say that the team's going to have a bounty gate on Mahomes, but if they can get Mahomes out of the game for a while, that's going to benefit them. I
but
definitely do think that.
but
All right.
also too, no matter what you're watching, if you see like their arm taped or something,
Yep.
that's almost like a bullseye
Yep.
to get him in that spot.
Yep. No, you're exactly right. It's like a bullseye. Uh, I was going to make another point, but I'll come back to it. So let's go to the NFC side. Chris, we'll
Yeah,
start with the San Francisco 49ers, who are, in some people's cases, the best all around team. So what's it going to take for the Niners to win?
yeah, they seem like they are all around team. Uh, for San Francisco, I think you have to let Brock Purdy play his game. I think he's had plenty of experience. I know it's not a lot, but I feel like he's had plenty of experience in the first 4 or 5 games, in the regular season in this playoff run. I think at the moment he understands the playbook. He knows what plays there are. They can fit it to his needs. Uh, just let him play his game. And don't let the pressure get to him. I know this is a big situation, the game before the Super Bowl. It's almost going to be like a Super Bowl setting. Just don't get too distracted.
Yep, yep. I definitely agree there. You got to well, both sides I think are very young, so both teams have
Yeah.
not been there for a while. Um, for the Niners to win, I think you nailed it. Defense has to play their game, and the offense has to play their game. Just and the thing is the 49ers have plenty of weapons on this side of the ball on the offensive side. I mean, you got McCaffrey, who they traded for. You got Samuel. You got Kittle. Just to name a few. You got a good offensive line. So yeah, defense has to again keep Hurts in check, and I think the 49ers offense could take care of their side of the ball. Eagles defense, is above average, I believe. So, and they got
And I
the
feel
home,
like,
and I think you're right. I think it's going to be a Super Bowl atmosphere. The crowd's going to be on fire. Typically Philly crowds are. So,
yeah,
we'll see what happens. So, for the Eagles, I know this might hurt you a little bit, but what's the Eagles going to have to do to win?
don't let Hurts get hurt any more than he is now. I mean, yeah, everybody's banged up, everybody's hurt. Your quarterback's probably hurt a little bit more uh, than probably other players. And I think like what Sarge said earlier, you could probably say the same thing in this game. Have the defense for San Francisco just, like you said, not a bounty, but just go after the quarterback as much
Yep,
as you can. If you can't sack the quarterback, at least get him pressured.
yep.
Um, I think both games are similar in a way
Mhm.
because of both quarterbacks being hurt. So I think that's what will happen.
Yeah, and for me too, I think for Philly to win, I mean Hurts has to be on his game. He's
Yeah,
you get yeah, you're coming in. Everybody's coming in hurt. Um, the defense. If I'm the Eagles, I'm gonna unleash the defense on Purdy. I'm gonna throw stuff at
yeah,
Purdy that he has not seen before, kind of get him off his
no,
game. On the Eagles offensive side, again, just like Niners, just do what brought you here. Don't do anything different. stuff like that. Because
Don't no
you
trick
got
plays.
yeah, yeah. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But kind of like on the AFC side, Bengals put pressure on Mahomes. On the NFC side, the Eagles defense is going to
Mhm.
put pressure on Purdy. Purdy's young, shouldn't even be here. Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, we've all heard the story. So,
And it's
uh,
basically for Mister Irrelevant. It's like, hey, you're there.
yep,
We had to pick somebody.
yep,
You're there.
yep. So, um, so we got some coaching news a little bit. Uh, Before we
Or
give
a
our,
lot.
we'll give our predictions here down the road.
Yeah,
Um,
we got time.
so Quinn's returning to the Cowboys after some head
Yep.
coaching interviews. Smart move, wrong move. What do you think? Think it
I
is?
think I think it's a smart move, but I think I heard on another show that a national show that he was close both times to Denver. He was close to getting that job in Denver both years, last year and this year. I wonder if anything goes wrong in Dallas that he would step in. I know everybody's been talking Peyton, but
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if he would step in to that role because he's had head coaching
yeah.
opportunities both years and he came so close to him. I think he's waiting for Dallas,
Okay.
if anything.
So, so on the other hand, they did let some assistants go. The running back
But
coach, who's good friends with Ezekiel Elliott, so now I was listening to some other radio shows. Do you think that is going to affect Zeke being back on the team, or do you think it just business, or what do you think? Oh,
um I think I think Zeke's out the door.
okay.
Um
It's gonna take a good trade partner to bring him on. So Chris might be
yeah.
having some issues over there. So
No, I'm here.
okay, gotcha. So for me, yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right, Chris. I think Quinn is just maybe hanging on just in case something from Dallas opens up mid-season or something, because a lot of people been waiting for the coach to get axed there. So and yeah,
Yeah.
I think the writing's on the wall. Pollard, you gotta go with the younger guy. Pollard's the future.
Or if
You
they
know,
want to keep him, he's a free agent.
yeah, they'll resign him. They'll
Oh,
resign him. Um, who's the other coach? The Jets signed Hackett, former coach of the Broncos, who got let go.
yeah.
Now the rumors are flying that Rogers is
Aaron
going to
Rodgers.
be going to the Jets. So what do you think about
That would
those
be
rumors?
that'd be so weird, but I guess like they say, history repeats itself.
Yep.
Another Packers, well-known quarterback goes to the Jets, and then in a year he'll probably go to the Vikings. No, I was playing.
Um, yeah, Tim. We're gonna get to that coach here in a second. Um, yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, Broncos brought him in thinking that the rumors are they brought Hackett in because they thought they get Rodgers, and then it didn't go through, so they went and traded for Wilson. I don't
true.
know. I mean, you got it. It's hard to say that. Okay, we're gonna hire this guy because we're gonna be able to bring this guy in. Well, the thing is you got to trade for him. So if you don't got the assets that the Packers are looking for and willing to take on the contract that the Packers are have for him, it's kind of a hard deal. Yes, history does repeat itself. We've said it. Yeah, it'd be weird to see another Packer quarterback in the Jets because that'll start stemming rumors and
In
oh, he went to the
Minnesota,
Packers. Now he's going to go to the Vikings, and we don't need that. So
you know.
Yeah,
Although he did play well for Favre played well for
he did.
Minnesota,
Favre
but
did one good year here. The second year, I think, was a kind of I didn't want to go out that way. So,
yeah.
um, all right. So let's first Tim has a trade Mike White and probably first round picks to the Packers. Yeah, I think right now they're Packers have two first rounders, I think. And I think you gotta take most of the contract, I believe. I thought I saw something like that.
Well, and I think
Oh
that's something similar for Sean Payton. The Saints
yeah,
want 2 first round
yeah,
picks.
yeah.
I can't remember. I think Denver has or somebody has 2 first round picks, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, there's
But I don't think
Denver I
it's the
don't
team
believe
he
has two
wants.
first round picks. I mean, after what they gave away, I
No.
mean, you know, I don't know where Peyton's going to show up. I really don't.
I think back on Fox. I
It'll
think
be
back at on the booth or something.
shortly. So Carolina, they got a new coach. If I remember right, it's the old coach from the Colts.
Frank Wright, I
Yeah.
think.
So Chris, I was kind of hoping Tim would be on for this part to give his thoughts because he is a Colts fan. What do you
Yeah,
think? Do we think this brings a new culture to the Panthers?
I hope so. Um, I mean, it's a good hire. We'll see if it helps. Um, but I think many thought Kellen Moore in Dallas, and he's still in the hot seat,
Yeah.
would have taken that job. Carolina is very interested in him. Not sure why, but they were. Uh, and it's going to be interesting what kind of style of play he would coach.
Yeah, it's just weird that typically we don't see coaches get fired one year and then turn around the following year and get rehired as a head coach. Typically they would go coordinators or unless they went to the college level, but yeah, it'll be
And
interesting to see what the Panthers do because they kind of all confused us last year in trading, but then they kind of made a run for the playoffs and kind of faltered. So Frank will also be the first QB for the Panthers, but White lost important games. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm,
everybody's surprised that Wilkes did not get hired,
yeah,
even though he was a good interim. And I did forget that Wright was the franchise's first quarterback. I think it was
yeah, and
when
and
they.
actually, Tim makes a good point here on his next comment. He's surprised teams aren't waiting till the end, till after the Super Bowl. Yeah, typically a lot of teams would wait till after the Super Bowl, but I do believe a few years ago, they put in there that teams could talk to playoff Super Bowl bound teams, um, but they couldn't hire them. So I think they could interview and stuff. They just can't hire them until after their team's been eliminated. Because I know a while ago everybody would wait till the Super Bowl because you wanted to talk to the coordinators of each team and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It, it,
there was
and
another.
I
What's that?
I was gonna say, and I can't remember which team it was.
Yeah,
Maybe I can't
it was during
remember.
the or not Broncos. It was during the Patriots run
Well,
that everybody wanted to interview them, but they had to wait and wait and wait.
right. But I
And
was
of
saying
course you didn't
that.
want to wait too long because you didn't want to lose out your guy. So
But I think I can't remember what team they want the 49ers. I think OC, offensive coordinator.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
And
so
and I think and I think no matter what happens, I think he'll get the job. I
yeah.
think they're just waiting. I
And
think they
Tim, I
got their
think
pick.
I think a lot of us will agree with you. I think Eric Bieniemy is going to stay. There's
Yeah.
something with his interviews. He's always up for jobs and he always gets turned down. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
That or
Um,
maybe he's waiting for Andy Reid to step down.
Yeah,
It
who
could,
knows?
not get fired, but step down.
Yeah, it could be. It could be one of those. One
And
coach
if
I wanted to bring up, and we're gonna turn it to college just for a second here. Uh,
they're kind of part of the NFL.
Colorado Bulldogs are going to be a scary team. I think they're hiring. Coach Prime is
I was
just
gonna
hired Mike
say,
Zimmer as his. I'm assuming defense coordinator. I didn't hear the
I thought it
official
was like
title.
analyst. I thought it was like some
It
kind
it
of
could be. It
analyst.
could be.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think of that move for Zim to go to college and be an analyst? Which could be right. I thought it was defensive coordinator, but he's joining the staff either way.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Zimmer's a smart coach. Smart NFL
Yep,
personality. Dion, he did pretty well where he was at. Uh,
Jackson. Yep.
yeah, I think that those two are going to be tough to coach against, and I'm sure that Zimmer's going to have a bunch of plays, and he's going to look at the teams they face pretty hard, and it'll be
Okay,
interesting.
so reading up on it is they're saying he's joining the staff. He was an analyst for Sanders at Jackson State in 2022. So
Oh, okay, he just brought him along. Okay.
yeah, so he brought him along. Hasn't said exactly what his title will be, so it could just be the analyst side of it. But again, that staff that he's putting together, I know he had another big name in there too. Um, but Dion, he could turn Colorado around within a couple of years, I think. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what they do on that one. So,
Right. So
um,
Sarge is saying, I think we need to make a name change here. I
yeah.
think he's saying Buffaloes.
Oh, maybe it's Buffalo. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it is Buffalo. It's not the Bulldogs. Buffaloes. I'm sorry. You're right. Sorry. Look who's joining us, Mister Mess Around. How you
What
doing,
is up,
bud?
guys?
Yeah.
Doing good.
What's
They're
up?
doing a little morning tailgate on Saturday before the playoffs. So we haven't made our predictions yet, Mess Around, but want to get your thoughts on what's it going to take for the Bengals to win. Don't give us your full prediction. Just what's it going to take the
Uh,
Bengals to beat the Chiefs?
just keep you playing like they've been playing. I mean, they've been playing really well. They dominated the Bills. Like, I thought that was going to be a close game. Close when it was. Big Patrick Mahomes throw the ball before he wants to. Let him get comfortable in the pocket.
Okay.
And keep feeding Chase the ball.
And what do you think on the other side of the ball? What do you think it's going to take the Chiefs to finally beat Barrow and the Bengals?
They're going to have to get, like, the same thing. They're going to have to get Burrow uncomfortable in the pocket. Make him throw before he wants to. Like, the same thing with Mahomes. They're going to have to shut down Jamar Chase. I know they got more than just Chase. They got Higgins and others. But Chase is the main guy that really lights the candle for the Bengals. So if they can shut Chase down, they got a good chance of going back to the Super Bowl.
All right. So on the NFC side, 49ers coming in. What's it going to take for them to win?
Playing that great defense, running the ball like they've been doing, and let Brock Purdy be the game manager that he is.
All right. How
Ouch.
about for the Eagles?
They're gonna have to make Purdy look like Mr. Irrelevant. They're gonna have to get him off the ball. They're gonna have to make him throw before he wants to. They're gonna have to sack him. They're gonna have to be in his face. They're gonna have to shut down Samuel and McCaffrey. I think it's a shutdown McCaffrey. They really got to get shut up.
Okay. All right. So we haven't talked to you for a little bit. What are you expecting the Bears to do this offseason?
Well, they got so much ammo this offseason. They got the number one overall pick in the draft. There's rumors out that they're going to trade Fields. they're not doing that. They're not trading Fields for an unproven guy. Warren Sapp came out yesterday and said the Bears are trading Fields, and they're going to draft Bryce Young #1 overall. That's not happening. Why would you do that to start over with a guy that you don't that's unproven, and you know Justin Fields is you haven't given him a chance to succeed yet because he doesn't have the weapons or he doesn't have a line.
Yep.
So they're going to go out and they're going to try and fix those two problems. They'll try and go out and get him some help on the line and get some more receiving help. And they also got to fix up that defense too, which is like the worst in the league.
And they got a lot of money to fix up that defense there. So
They have 100 over 100 million in cap space though.
yeah.
They should be able to fix a lot.
So do you see any chance the Jets pull a trigger and get Aaron Rodgers since they've now got Hackett as their offensive coordinator?
Did that work out for Denver?
Yeah, we're just literally talking about that. That didn't work out for Denver. So
Just saying. I mean, I don't know. It's if he does, wouldn't it be funny? Because the same thing happened to Favre. He left Green Bay and went to New York Jets right after, so he'd be literally following in Favre's footsteps.
So Tim's chiming in. Mad driving skills. Maybe the Bears should have drafted mess around Dave. So yeah, I had a couple coaching topics. Carolina got right from the Colts. What do you think of that move there, Dave?
I don't mind the hire. I just wish they would have gave Steve Wilkes a chance because he really had that team playing well at the end after, Matt Rule got fired. He had them competing for a playoff spot. I mean, the record wasn't great because that division was trash, but they were still alive for that playoff spot. And I thought that he should have got a legitimate chance.
Yeah, it kind of shocked me after the Colts let him go, and then months later he's a head coach again. I figured they would have went with their intern guy. Your boy Lovie Smith. Do you see him going anywhere?
I hope after he gifted us that #1 pick that we'd hire him as some kind of consultant, like a defensive consultant, or maybe even a defensive coordinator, because our coordinator sucked last year. But I don't see him getting a job, another head coaching job after the Houston thing. I thought it was not his fault. The cupboard was bare. He didn't have many pieces to work with, but he had that team playing hard towards the end of the season. And the only reason he got fired is because he lost that #1 pick.
Nope. And that's definitely, and I said it after that if I'm on that team and I'm a superstar player, you fired the coach because we won a game and lost you the overall pick, I'm asking to be traded out of there, or I wouldn't sign there. So
right, because like Herm Edwards once famously said, you play to win the game.
Yep, exactly. So
true.
Let's see here. So before we get into our picks, because it's going to be a short show, nothing's really going on in the NFL world.
No,
I guess Denver is close on making a hire. They're finalists, the old Stanford coach. I can't remember his name, but Shaw.
Okay.
They're close to signing him, I guess, because he's got the Stanford connections. And Walmart people have Stanford connections. I don't know if it's going to get done, but he's a finalist, I guess.
Yeah. So Tim pops up a question here, and we like when the viewers actually throw topics. Did J.J. Watt make a mistake going to Carolina to play his final to finish his career? Ooh, I think yes. I think he should have played with his brothers or went to Green Bay because that's where he grew up. So yeah, I think he made a mistake. Chris?
I think he'll probably have more success. I mean, if he plays with his brothers, he'll have success. If he played in Green Bay, he'll have success.
Okay.
I think playing with his brothers will probably be more.
Well, yeah, he's announced his retirement, so I think.
No, I know, but I'm saying if he had to sign all over again,
and
he had these options, I think. I think signing with his brothers would have been better.
Mess around?
I don't think he made a mistake at all. Because look, when he signed with that team, they were the legitimate Super Bowl
Yeah.
contender. They had Hopkins, they had Murray, they had he was going to be that final piece to push him over, and it just didn't happen because Kyler regressed, and the team Hopkins got suspended for the first 7 games or whatever it was.
Yeah, something like
So
that. Yeah. Yeah, I see your point, mess around.
I don't
And now
think
he
it
wants
was a
out.
mistake. I just think that it would have been cool if he would have went and played with his brothers.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just looking here. So there, Tua's still in protocol 1 month after he entered for concussions. I know we brought it up before. Don't
But he will
worry.
play next year.
What's that?
He will
What'd you
play
say,
next
Chris?
year. He'll play next year.
I
According
kind of
to
hope
family.
I
According to
really hope he
family.
doesn't. I really hope he takes time to let his body rest and get better. I mean, I get it. As an athlete, you want to play. You wake up, you want to play. Mess around.
I
What do you
think
think?
I,
What do you think?
I think he's done. You had that
Yeah,
many concussions. Most people don't have that many in a career, let alone one
yeah,
season. I think that's just one too many. I think you know he's done. I don't think he's going to play another down. I hope he doesn't. At least he probably will because that's a competitor in him.
yeah. And
But
that's the thing is being a competitor. Yes, you want to play. You dreamt of this. You finally got your chance. You want to play. I totally get that.
with
I
all the
I
stuff
really
with
hope he just takes
CTE
a
and all
year
that
off
stuff,
and just
though,
gets healthy.
yeah, with all the CTE stuff and afterwards, how it messes up your brain and makes
Yep.
you go crazy and whatnot.
Yep.
If I were him, I'd look at that and I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to play. It's not worth my health.
Yeah. So I did want to bring up something. I was watching the four letter network, one of their sports shows. I forgot who the analyst was, but he said that they were talking about the NFC Championship games, and he said if Mahomes plays and loses, he does not want to hear that Mahomes wasn't healthy and stuff. Because if you're playing, you're healthy enough to play, and he doesn't want the injury to and then to play a factor. And then somebody chimed in and said, "Well, if he doesn't play, then you're going to say that people are going to say that the Chiefs weren't healthy and Mahomes didn't play. That's why the Bengals beat them." What's your guys' thoughts, Masserol? What do you think?
At this point in the season, hardly anybody's healthy. So,
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. He's got the ankle. He'll play through it because it's a huge game. He's not going to miss this game. Even if he doesn't, Chad Henne's a capable backup. That guy,
Yep.
I mean, he won a playoff game last year by completing that fourth down run or whatever it was. So
Yep. I
I
think.
would
Go ahead.
I, I wouldn't say that they did win the game with Henne a quarterback, but he's more than capable.
Yeah, I think Dak needs to learn how to run a fourth quarter play. Has to watch Henning on how to not run in the middle of the field. So, but Chris, what do you think? You know, Mahomes plays, loses, injuries. Mahomes doesn't play, the injuries. People are going to contradict themselves. What do you think?
I think it'll be brought up more, either way. I think if he loses, he'll be brought up. If he doesn't play, which we know he kind of will, he's competitive. Um, but I think he'll be brought up more either way, just more so if he does play and loses.
Well, and that's the thing is I kind of agree with the statement. You're playing, you're healthy enough to play. I don't want to hear that. You're injured, you lost because of the injury. I mean,
Well, he already came out and said he's playing.
yeah,
So
it's already stated that he's playing. So
yeah,
and the thing is for some reason Barrows plays better against elite quarterbacks. So this is gonna be a fun game to watch.
it's funny because
Yeah.
Burrow's like what 3-0 against
Yeah,
Mahomes.
3-0 against them. Yeah, so um, I know we don't like the goat topic that much, but Mahomes and the Chiefs have been in the NFC title game the last 5 years. One
He's been
Super
in the
Bowl,
title game ever
two
since
Super
he
Bowl
became a
appearances.
starter.
What's up?
He's been in the conference championship game ever since he became a starter. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so there's already talk that people are kind of bringing up the GOAT topic. How many more years until we put him in that topic? So I mean, I think
He's got to get at least 6 more rings to even entertain that topic. To tie
yeah.
Brady.
You
Well,
know
and
what I
that's the
just
whole thing. I mean, as much as we don't like the GOAT topic, I mean, in the NFL
yeah.
standards, Brady's it. I mean,
Yeah, but I think if Mahomes wins another Super Bowl or at least gets there, I think not go talk, but I think he'd be one of the top teams right or top players right now.
no, I mean, yeah, it's tough to pull off what the Patriots did, what the Chiefs had done. I mean, 5 straight years, in the title game. I get it, but yeah, I think he needs a few more rings before we even entertain that topic. Great quarterback, don't get me wrong. So, all right, guys, I have nothing else. So I'm just looking here.
I just
Nothing really
found
going
I
on.
just found a picture of Burrow when he was a kid
Yeah.
wearing a Chiefs helmet.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah. I think that picture's floating around a little bit. So
That's funny.
What do you want your Vikings to do in the draft and in the offseason?
yeah, we can talk that. Man, they gotta go defense. They gotta really shore up that defense. They gotta, and it starts at the coordinator spot. They gotta find somebody that actually is hardcore defense, and I want Lovey Smith. I think he's probably the best defensive mind out there. Bring him in as a coordinator, and then reshuffle that defense. I know they got some big contracts to get rid of. I know the biggest one has been floating around that the Vikings are willing to trade Dalvin Cook, which I'm kind of okay with it because I think Madison in the background um, as a backup could be a starter. And the thing is the running game right now is totally different. It's all about the passing game. So
Well, what's
the
funny about
defense,
running backs is you can find a good one in the third round of the draft.
yeah, exactly. So if somebody's willing to take Cook off our hands and give us, so we're not going to get a first round pick. Anybody that says Dalvin Cook's a first round pick, yes, healthy wise, Dalvin Cook is a first round pick, no doubt about it.
Okay, so I got a
I will be
question.
shocked if the Vikings. Hold on, but I will be shocked if the Vikings do trade Cook that we get anything more than like a third round pick for him. I mean, we'll get multi picks, but anything higher than a if the first round pick comes, it'll be later, a couple years down the road. It won't be next year. So,
Do you guys run a 4-3 or 3-4?
I think we went 4-3. I think this year.
Okay, I was gonna say because
But
Levy only knows 4-3. He doesn't coach 3-4. So Levy would be perfect for you
Yeah.
guys
Well,
three
but the
four
thing
four
is
three.
you just got to coach what your players are, and I think that's the one thing with the Vikings. I think I looked at the roster from last year to this year, and I think there was like 8 different players on there. I think everybody else was the same. So for them to fire O'Donnell after 1 year was a joke.
yeah,
So what were you gonna say, Chris?
I was gonna say you guys were talking about the draft. Doesn't matter. You're talking about this on local radio here. Does it really matter what position you take a player? You know, like a quarterback only has to be first round or
I
something like that. I don't think it does.
I think right now a lot of teams are taking the draft as just assets to trade in, to these other teams that have superstars to try to build up their team. I think the draft is not what it used to be. I think the draft is more just okay. I got a first round pick. Let's unless there's a key stud out there that can't miss, like Hutchinson last year, Lawrence. I guess we could say quarterback wise a couple years ago. I
Yeah,
think the draft is just it's a hit or miss right now. It's an unknown. I mean, it's not like it used to be. So mess
Yeah,
around with
it's definitely a
defense.
crapshoot. It's
Yeah,
like you know, throwing darts at the board and hoping it's six. Throwing something at the wall hoping it's six.
that's
You
why I
never know
think
what you're gonna get.
I think it was last year. I think we saw the most trades in the NFL draft. Even beforehand with the
wow.
draft picks, I think they're just wheeling and dealing because it's a crapshoot, like Messerell said. So, Uh, what Dak had a worse season after the 49ers. His girlfriend broke up with him. She dates winners. Oh,
Ouch.
Chris.
Shit. Just,
Yeah.
Ouch.
All right, guys. Let's get into it. Who we got in the Super Bowl, Chris? I'll start with you. Who's your AFC? We'll go NFC first. Who you got in the NFC?
NFC?
Yeah,
I got the San Francisco 49ers over
that's
the
right. Who you
Eagles.
got?
I'm going with the Eagles. They've been hot all year. They've been the number one team of the year. They got the number one defense going up against the number one offense. So we'll see what happens there.
This might the both games I think are going to be legit
Mhm.
on fire games.
And that
This
home crowd advantage, I think, is going to play a part.
Yeah. This game, I will honestly say, I will be shocked if it doesn't come down to the last drive and or overtime. I think this is going to be a close game. I think both teams are just going to be. I'm going 49ers. I gotta go with Purdy and the Niners. They've been just on fire right now, 12 in a row.
Yeah.
But again, that's right. You made a good point. Home field advantage, the crowd. So I think this is going to be a good game. So on the AFC side, mess around. Who do you have?
I'm going with the Chiefs. I had picked them last year to win. It didn't work out. I just don't see Burrow beating Mahomes four times in a row. I think Mahomes is going to break that curse, and Chiefs get back to the Super Bowl.
Chris?
Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl in a rematch with the 49ers.
Ooh.
I got Reed going against his former team, the Eagles.
I'm going Bengals. I just think Mahomes' injury is going to play a big factor in this one. Good game. I think both games are going to be good. So I'm going Bengals Niners. Rematch of Super Bowl 20, I believe.
Throw back to the 80s.
Yeah. And then mess around, you got the Chiefs and Eagles. Chris, you got the
Chiefs and Niners.
Niners Chiefs. So I think we're going to look forward to a good good couple games. So again, guys, if you're watching this tomorrow morning at our normal time, it is a replay. We had some scheduling conflicts tomorrow, but with that being said, Chris, let's go around. Well, first, before we go, let's talk a little Oregon Cougars football, Chris.
Yeah.
Proud sponsor, media sponsor for the Oregon Cougars football Women's Professional League. So, Chris, when do they start?
I believe they start on. I have to make sure, but I think the 21st.
22nd and 21st. I think you're right. In April, practice will start up here shortly.
Dude, man, Ace, myself, and J-Man could be at that game.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tim's going to make it there.
The crew out there, I can't wait.
Hopefully Tim can make it too, because that's his neck of the woods, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we definitely want you guys to watch, support any women's professional sport. Don't get us wrong. Just because we're sponsoring the Cougars, yeah, we want you to sponsor them, and support them. But definitely check them out. We're gonna stream live all the games. J-Mac will be at all of them. Mess around, Ace will be at some of them.
Right.
We're gonna have our weekly show. It's penciled in Wednesdays right now, February 15th, as J-Mac said last night on Four Bros. We're gonna have some interviews. We're gonna kind of have a little learning session, I guess you could say. So we got some big plans for Oregon Cougars football. So, all right, Chris, let's get to it. Final thoughts.
Thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. Great games. This championship weekend. Chance to go to the Super Bowl. Good luck to all four teams, and I'm sure it's going to be a great weekend.
That's Rob.
You know what? I'm excited for the games tomorrow, but today I'm really excited for the Royal Rumble, baby. I can't wait for it today. I'm looking forward to this all year. My favorite event. We'll talk about it on Between the Ropes this week. I think we might even go live today. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
that is the plan. That yes, if you want, we're going to do a live feed. More or less, we're going to commentate it. We can't,
we can't show it, but we'll talk about it.
Licensing reasons, we can't have it on while we're on live. So,
But
but
we can
yes,
talk
Royal
about
Rumbles
it.
tonight. Mess around will be there. Ace, I'm guessing Chris
be
will
here.
be there. We'll recap it on Tuesday. So, Dave, who do you got winning? Quick.
You can't go anywhere else but Cody Rhodes. I'm going Cody.
Cody.
It's got to be Cody.
Yeah,
same
I
thing.
got to go Cody. Unless it's some kind of shocker, some kind of swerve. I know some people throw it out there. Omos.
Or maybe
Randy Orton's
Roman
gonna
Reigns, the former
return.
Viking. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. Sammy's the big one. Everybody's.
I would love to see Sammy win, but I just don't see it with all the build up and hype behind Cody coming back.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is backstage politics. Brock Lesnar's announced that he's in. And I really hope that they don't let him win. I hope
He's
not.
he just started a feud with Lashley. I think they're gonna do something with
that's
this
that's
too.
gonna be huge. Somebody said that they predict Lashley and Brock to come out 1-2. That would be
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
So, all
They
right,
didn't
so yeah,
throw each
check out
other
our
out.
the ropes crew tonight for the Royal
Yep.
Rumble. With that being said, Chris, mess around. Thank you for joining. Thank you for Tim and anybody else that commented. We'll see you next week. We'll preview the new format of the Pro Bowl, and then we'll break down the Super Bowl. So, have a good night. See you guys next Sunday.